Hello guys, welcome to another of Amber's Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for this week, the last week of June, for a community which I'm a part of, which is called Flame. It's a community on the free online chat server called Discord, and where a lot of people who are going through the awakening process, whatever that means to you, are members of that community, and we discuss a lot of deep philosophical topics and of all sorts, of every nature. So today this reading is for the community of the Flame. Okay, so I'm going to be using my normal free decks, which is my Messenger Oracle deck. I'm going to be using the Art of Tarot deck and the Dreams of Gaia deck. So the first card I shall draw is the Messenger Oracle card. Okay, and the card that has been drawn is Trust in Magic. So the Oracle card is a card that gives a general overview of the whole week, of a simple message to bear in mind. So the next card I'm going to draw the cards. Well, the next card I shall draw will be the Art of Tarot card. We'll see how many come out. I've not done it this way before, where I've used the Art of Tarot for flame readings. So I'm going to be playing it by ear and seeing whatever comes out and how I feel. I think I'm going to draw 3 of each. And the 3 cards that have come out are the 2 of Cups, the Death card, and the 10 of Cups. So now I'm going to draw Dreams of Gaia. And the reason I spin the cards, but you can't see me doing that, is so that the orientations are all randomized, because both these decks have reversed meanings as well as upright meanings. Okay, and the 3 cards that have come out is the Mother reversed, the Scribe upright, and the Crone upright. So first off, the Oracle card is Trust in Magic. Okay, so this is self-explanatory, this card. It's about trusting in our intuition, in that sense of knowing that we all have, is to not ignore it and to trust and have faith that everything as is as it is meant to be at this time, and that we are all being guided. Trust in Great Spirit. Trust in magic. It is real and it surrounds us all. Okay, so the first two cards that have been paired are the Two of Cups and the Mother reversed. And my feeling is that these cards represent a strength of the community. So we'll see how that comes out. Okay, so both cards are about relationships. Both cards are about friendships. The Two of Cups, upright meaning, is an auspicious card for creative partnerships and friendships that will be rewarding at this time. It is it can indicate a love commitment, so a feeling of love for others. The Mother reversed is more of a warning card of a situation or a relationship that is one that you may need to distance yourself from, or a relationship where you are exerting undue control or influence. Let go of your need to control or to be needed, and ask yourself, why are you compelled to behave in this manner? Now, the other meaning of the Two of Cups is agreements are reached harmoniously. So I think this is the strength, indicating that the strength of the community as a whole is one of unconditional love or acceptance by all members for all other members. It's about a recognition of the importance to each of the community members of these friendships in our lives, of the how much this community and the discussions and the relationships that have been built and are being built, how much they assist us in our growth. However, there is an element in everybody in such relationships that some people have a need to be needed, and this can manifest itself in a variety of ways. Some people also are very dominant and controlling, and they may exert an undue influence over these relationships. So this is a warning as well. I feel that if that is you, if you can recognize those traits in your character, that perhaps you need to recognize that and take a step back. That doesn't mean distance yourself from the community necessarily, but it could mean that you need to just withdraw a little bit and use more listening skills rather than talking skills, active listening. Perhaps you are being a bit judgmental about others. Perhaps you are looking at things through a skewed lens without an open-minded and objective mindset. Perhaps the reasons that you're in this community need to be addressed. Perhaps you need to look deep within yourself and assess, why are you in the community, and why do you behave in the way that you're behaving? Is there a need there, an emotional need for you to be needed by others? Is there a need for you to for this community and your behavior within it to boost up your self-esteem, the way you look at yourself, the way you feel about yourself? So this is shadow work. This is looking in the mirror, the dark mirror, at ourselves, and it's a process that each of us needs to do frequently throughout our lives. So the community is a strength. The love within the community is a strength. The acceptance we have for each other for such a diverse range of people, from such a diverse from diverse walks of life, that is a major strength of the community. The friendships that have been built. But there are aspects that need to be looked at again within that community that can potentially cause problems. It could be that there is disagreements coming up this week between community members where these behaviours may then manifest. Because for many people, these behaviours don't manifest unless there is a challenge that creates an emotional response. And then buried emotional patterns will be manifested, or could be manifested at that time, without our mindfulness of how we're behaving and why. So it could be that something is going to bring these behaviors out of you, and that is an ideal opportunity to look at yourself. But the strength of being in such a community is that there is no judgment. So even if people behave in ways that are less desirable to others at certain times, there's no judgment on that. There shouldn't be. That's the whole point of the flame. That we're here to support each other in our journeys through life and our journeys of self-growth. So the strength of the community is that it's always going to be there for you no matter what. So just bear that in mind. Okay, the next card drawn is the Death card. And that's been paired with the Scribe. Which is an air card, which is all about the thoughts and the mind. Okay, so the Death card is all about new beginnings. It's about an end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. It's actually a positive card, a good card. It's a card that indicates, it represents a letting go of old ways of doing things. This could be past pain. It could be old paradigms, old ways of thinking, and old associations. It's about seeing through the mindsets that have been filtering our perceptions and suddenly seeing what's really there. It's akin to suddenly seeing the forest instead of a few trees, or walking out of a narrow tunnel into a beautiful vista. Suddenly you see the light at the end of the tunnel. You see what's ahead. The Scribe card. The Scribe is the keeper of all knowledge and information about past, present, and future. The Scribe card is all about learning. It's also about a need to look at yourself and your own behaviour again. It's about, the Scribe is somebody that lives their life without any prejudices or biases. That's the idealistic manifestation of the Scribe. Okay, so these two cards together indicate that this week, for some members of the Flame community, going on from the previous two cards, will be a week where suddenly you may be put into a situation where you're seeing things in a new light. Now, based on the previous two cards, I would suggest that that's probably you're looking at your own behaviors. That the challenge this week is that some members need to look at their own behaviors in a stark light, in an objective light, without bias, without judgment, without prejudice. And if they are able to do that and to see where the root of some of their perceptions and their behaviors come from, which can be as much from a preferred set of scenarios, a preferred belief and preferred ideology to past traumas and emotional triggers, then this will lead into the representation of the death card, which is the death of the old you and the birth of the new you. So new opportunities will then arise, new doors open, new knowledge, new learning, and that is represented by the scribe. Suddenly something you may see or come across information that will change your existing way of thinking about a certain topic, and you will then be passionately learning, or somebody may help you to be learning about new information, which will change the way you're looking at things. So be open-minded this week. If this is going to be about your own personal behavior, I think for many people it will be, then be open-minded. Don't judge yourself too harshly. We are all guilty of these behaviors. Part of the journey through awakening and personal growth is to be able to look at ourselves without judgment, but just accept that this has occurred, that this is an issue. Don't beat yourself up about it, but just be aware of it, because once you're aware of it, you'll have more mindful control over it in future. That's the key. It's not to hate yourself or to think I'm a horrible person because I may behave in that way. It's about simply accepting that that is the case. But once you accept it and you know about it, only then can you change it, and a new you will be born. Okay, so the last two cards is the Ten of Cups . And that's been paired with the Crown. Okay, both these cards are really good cards, and this is the outcome or the way forward if you are able to follow the advice of the reading in looking at yourself and without judgment, and allowing yourself to be aware of your behaviors and your mindsets, your perceptions, and be open to changing those. If you are able to do this, then the outcome is a situation that the new you is one that is represented by the Crone. The Crone is a person who is non-judgmental, who understands who and what they are. They understand deeply their own nature. They are aware of their choices. They are unafraid to walk their path, whether that be alone or with others. They create their own life. Their life is a life of their own conscious design. They have untapped power and potential that they can bring to the fore when needed. It represents a fertile and productive future. They are under. It represents a childless state. Now, this could be a state of somebody who is not weighed down by allowing themselves to be weighed down by too many responsibilities. Somebody who, if you are a parent, who understands that your children are separate from you and they need to make their own paths. Somebody who is unbowed and unapologetic. Somebody who respects and cherishes their elders. Now, that could be not only older people, but older knowledge, other knowledge, ancient traditions. Somebody who is direct and forthright, who knows what needs to be done and is prepared to do it. Somebody who's prepared to do what's necessary, and that's not always what's expected. Somebody who's prepared to stand up for their own beliefs against challenges. The Ten of Cups is a card where the meaning is complete contentment and good relationships on every level. Wonderful accord between families, lovers and friends. This peace is stable and lasting, and you feel confident enough truly to enjoy the benefits. The 10 is also an auspicious card for great group activities. Now, this reading is for a group. So these cards represent not only the individuals within the groups, but the group as a whole, because the individuals make the whole. So the outcome of this week is of benefit for the group as a whole. The challenges that we face on an individual level as well as a group level will enable us to see the truth, to look at ourselves individually and collectively and see how we behave, and then go through the process of death and rebirth to create a better group. A group that is more truthful about who and what it is, who understands itself much better as a whole. This will greatly improve the relationships within the group. It will greatly improve the group itself as a whole. It will deepen our understanding of each other and our respect for each other, and it will allow us to, by learning about each other, we learn about ourselves. So it's going to help us move forward into a more productive future, a more fertile ground, more fertile soil. The cards are indicating that the group as a whole has a great deal of untapped power and potential that is yet to be explored. And this has been represented in this new era after the process of death and rebirth. Okay, so the crone, when the crone appears in the present, she represents freedom of choice and freedom to be. You do not have to embrace traditions and beliefs that are archaic and or restrictive. You do not have to do as you are told or what is expected of you. You do not have to allow others to determine your future or decide whether you have a purpose. Do not allow your age, your appearance, your gender, or your sexuality to become something that others use to define, restrict, or limit you. You are who you choose to be. So when we apply this to the group, that's as true as it is for an individual level. We are who we choose to be. Okay, so I hope that's helpful for the group, individually and collectively, and you've enjoyed the reading. If you have, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you soon.